Yes! Yo, 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 yo! Guys, we're back. We're back. We are back. Guys, you walk in, please make sure you hit that like button. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click all because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Like always, thank you for tuning in to KL Culture Radio. It is Fresh Start Monday. Great way to start your Monday and start your week. Hakeem, Jordan, what's cracking like it? What's cracking like it? What is cracking like it?
Man, I'm feeling good. Ready to take this on.
Yeah, man, I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling good and great as usual. We about to get it in. This is a Monday, fresh start. So let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it started.
Like always, shout out to everybody that's watching us all across the board: Facebook, Instagram, Kick, and also Twitch. Make sure you follow. So very important for you guys to follow us so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to those right now watching us on Rumble and also X. And also shout out to those right now watching us on TikTok and Bingo Live. Hello out there on the Bingo Live world. Guys, also, it's very, very important for y'all to hit that notification bell and hit the like button or the dislike button if you do not like the show because it helps us out in the algorithm. That being said, moving along to sports. Jordan, what's happening when it comes to aspect of sports news, big dog?
Yes, let's get into it. Let's talk about the NFL. So, we had the games week 3. We had a lot of teams that went undefeated, but also we have teams that went 0-3. And the teams that we are the Houston Texans, the Miami Dolphins, Tennessee Titans, the New York Giants, and the New Orleans Saints and the New York Jets. Pretty much, some of these teams that they're like are they're on a losing streak, especially with these teams. There are some teams we kind of like, okay, we kind of feel like, they was going to go 0-3. But there are also some teams we're kind of surprised that are that are 0-3 and possibly will not make the playoffs that maybe we picked to go to the playoffs. And you look at them now, it's like, okay, maybe they might go to the playoffs. So out of these teams, Ronnie, Hakeem, starts with you, Ronnie. Out of, the Houston, Miami, Tennessee, New York, the Saints, and the Jets. Which team are you very surprised that they start 0-3?
Oh, 0-3. Um, 0-3. The one that really disappointed me was the Dolphins. That's the biggest disappointment at all because they have a lot of power weapons, especially when it comes to aspect of on the field. You got Tua Tagovailoa as a quarterback, and remember, keeping in mind you got Tyreek Hill on the right side and you got Waddle on the left side, and they have somewhat good running game when it comes to A-Chain, and for them not to perform the way they are performing is very, very disappointing. I'm not a Dolphin fan, however, I got to give credit when credit is due. They do have power weapons on offense. Now on defense, of course, they're very shaky right now because of the trade they made about the defensive lineman who they got rid of to acquire someone else. So that's what kind of hurting them right now. But Dolphins one is very disappointing. Also Houston Texans as well, which is another powerful team too. You got CJ Stroud. You got Nick Chubb as running back, and also you got Nico. Like all those guys plays a big part, and for them to be 0-3, man, I'm very disappointed. Those are two to me are the most disappointing so far this season. Go ahead, again.
I think the Titans and the Giants really shocked me, to be honest with you. I thought they had a well built team. You know what I mean? Those was pretty much shockers in my hands. The Saints I always knew wasn't really they was really trash. Dolphins, they have been struggling since last year's. Maybe the Texans. Maybe the Texans I could say, but the Giants and the Titans, I thought they was gonna start off strong.
Go ahead, Jordan.
My bad. I was having technical difficulties. Yeah, for me, the number one team for me is definitely Houston. Basically, I definitely have them winning the division, but their offense has been very shaky. And to me, is look at the quarterback, C.J. Stroud. What's going on with him. As a rookie, he started off real strong on Rookie of the Year, and then last year, he had a decent season. But this year he is not looking like C.J. Stroud that we used to seeing. So I'm very shocked about Houston, and they're on the verge. I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs. Even though I had to win in the division, I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs, and it looks like the Indy might win a division because Daniel Jones he definitely resurrected himself in Indianapolis, and they looking really really good. Also with the Miami Dolphins, I'm not surprised. I feel like to me if they lose a couple, if they keep going like 0-6, I definitely think they're gonna clean house. I think they're gonna fire the quarterback, and to me they're gonna clean house. They had a lot of stuff going on last year, them not making the playoffs, also Tyreek Hill with his personal things going on and everything from last year and also this year. I just think they're done. Tennessee, I kind of stay on a rebuilding phase. The Jets, I am kind of surprised of because I thought the new coach Aaron Glenn, he would, with the defense, they'll be okay and everything, but their defense is not that really good, and and offense, their defense is solid and everything. But going back to Houston, I am shocked about it, and to me, they're not going to win the division, and I think they're going to miss the playoffs, and it's going to be some definitely look eyes when it comes to C.J. Stroud of him being one of the top rookies in the game until him being the third year. It's like what's going on with C.J. Stroud. So very shocking with the Houston Texans.
No, but we gotta realize when the Tennessee Titans, remember Cam Ward he's a rookie, he's new. He gotta get his feet wet. Now by
Right.
next year he should be able to have his position on how he want things to go, and then you'll see him improving with the Tennessee Titans. So everybody expect them to be 0-3, and the same thing, rookie quarterback, and you already know New York Jets, Justin Fields is hurt, so that's why they 0-3. So like some teams it makes sense, some other teams just don't make sense. Like Tennessee Titans and also the Miami Dolphins. To me, I'm very very disappointed. The Giants, the Giants been trash. I'm just being honest. They always been
Oh
trash.
man, that hurts my heart.
Everybody can tell you the Giants is trash all around. They're just trash. Russell, that's it for him. After this season, that is it.
But
No offense,
do you see?
Russell.
But do you see how Daniel Jones he was there? He wasn't doing good, and now he's in Indy, and he's blossoming right now.
It's the organization.
Exactly.
Organization is the
Exactly.
organization. Prime example, organization. And big game for the you already know Baltimore see the of course Jordan the Detroit Lions today at 8:30 Eastern time. So guys, you do not want to miss this right after the show. Pretty much the Detroit Lions will be facing Baltimore. That's a good one. Packers all the way. I don't know, man. I don't know. Packers disappointed me yesterday with the Browns, man. I'm just sorry.
Severely disappointed.
Very
Severely
disappointing.
disappointed.
They really hurt me and my and my pockets. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember to click all because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Shout out to Mr. Darlaw that's in the building. He says, salute, brothers. He said, I have to catch up. I haven't been here online as much. Hakeem, what are people saying about Trump, saying about Charlie Kirk? We were going to talk about that later on in the show. People are not happy about what Trump's statement made about Charlie Kirk too as well. And Snuffle say the Bears sucks. Well, Bears got lucky. I'm happy they beat the Cowboys, Packers, 49ers, and Chiefs. I don't know about the 49ers. I just found out 49ers Nick Bosa is out for the season. Tore his ACL. He's
Y'all
gone.
can still make the y'all can still make the playoffs. Y'all got an easy schedule.
We got an easy schedule, but Nick Bosa not there. It's gonna be different. Our injury prone is crazy. George Kittle, Brock Purdy, and now Nick Bosa. Come on now. Moving along to hip hop. Oh no, sorry, my bad. Money makes the world go round. Money makes our pockets fat. Jordan, what's going on when it comes to aspect of financial news, big dog?
Let's get into it. Let's talk about the U.S. farmers. So it's around harvest time for the U.S. farmers, and and according to CNN and also the pinpoint the U.S. head of the U.S. Farmer Organization. When it comes to Trump tariffs, there's a lot of farmers that might go out of business by the time next year comes because also with Trump's big
At the
beautiful
end of this
bill,
month,
it's
parts
not going
of
to
the
hit till
20
next year. Most farmers in the U.S. are very, very scared of how with the tariffs of how other international countries are trying to buy really soybeans we produce here, and they're not really doing it because of tariffs. A lot of U.S. farmers are really scared about what's going to happen with their business. So go ahead, I can't play the first 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and after that, we'll chop it up.
2018 Farm Bill are set to expire. It has been extended twice, but that would mean that many farmers won't see any federal dollars until President Trump's so-called Big Beautiful Bill kicks in late next year. And this is happening at the same time that many U.S. farmers are warning that they are reaching a breaking point, as unpredictable weather, rising costs, and fallout from Trump's tariffs are impacting their bottom line.
This is not your ordinary farm crisis. We call it Farmageddon.
And if they don't do something, it's going to be some farmers that ain't going to be around next year.
We're joined now by the founder and president of the National Black Farmers Association, John Boyd Jr. Sir, thanks so much for being with us. What are you hearing from farmers about what they're going through right now?
Well, this is the worst time since the 80s, and I was farming in the 80s, where farmers were going out of business. Farm foreclosures are on the rise. Farm suicides are on the rise. Farm bankruptcies are on the rise. And this is a bad time in this country for American agriculture and America's farmers. The president's tariffs are putting farmers out of business. These are very low commodity prices. I watched the president's interview yesterday. He touted how great the markets were doing, but the markets aren't doing well for America's farmers. Corn, wheat, and soybeans are all down. It's harvest time, and we haven't gotten any orders from China to purchase soybeans from farmers. And we need answers from the administration on what they can do to help America's farmers. Now, you just talked about the Big Beautiful Bill. They really haven't provided any assistance for America's farmers. And I heard the Agriculture Secretary say this week that farmers could get money from tariffs. I haven't seen any money from the president's tariffs, just poor markets. And every time the president says tariffs, the markets go down and countries begin to run away from American agriculture.
Yeah, I wonder because during the first Trump administration, specifically on soybeans, in response to dwindling international demand, the administration put out subsidies to try to help soybean farmers. Have you heard anything from the administration about something like that coming soon?
Absolutely nothing. The first Trump administration, paid out $23 billion in the program called the Market Facilitation Program. But what was ironic about that, that $28 billion didn't really provide any relief for America's black farmers. We were pretty much left out of that equation. And what the president is doing different this time that he didn't do last time is he doesn't care. He's hurting all farmers now. He's treating us all the same. So that's something he said he was going to do. Now, all farmers are doing bad now under this administration. The first time the president imposed tariffs on China, I was selling soybeans at $16.80 a bushel. By the time President Trump left office, it was less than $8 a bushel. And the markets never really came back. So what the point I'm trying to make here is the tariffs didn't work the first time the president imposed them. And I don't think that they're going to help us now. And I don't believe that they're going to provide any resources for America's farmers.
So what happens now in this sort of gap as
Yeah, so there you have it. So what we hear from it now, some farmers, might be shaking, they might go out of business, and it's definitely gonna hurt, some farmers' pockets. So go with you, Ronnie, man. What is your take on the state of the U.S. farmers? How they going through what they're going through?
Oh, of course, the farmers are seeing the effects of the aspect of the terrorists, and also when it came to the mass of deportation, when it came to the immigrants. Remember, the immigrants was working in some of these farmlands. Now some of them got deported. It's gonna hurt the farmland when it comes to the aspect of their economy. Because now he's gonna say, okay, who's gonna do those type of works? Now Trump did promise that one of his things during his campaign presidency, when he was trying to run for president, he mentioned the fact that he's gonna focus on the farmers because Joe Biden dropped the ball. And it seemed like President Trump is doing the same exact thing. Now we understand certain things take time. There's a lot of things that's going on when it comes to the aspect of these terrorists, but remember, Remember, he said America first. That's one thing people voted him in for, was to help the American companies, American citizens, and also things to build up our economy. And farming and the farmers are very, very important, especially when it comes to the aspect of U.S. economy, because without the farmers, we won't have nothing in the grocery stores. Go ahead, Akeem.
I want people to remember this. I've been hearing farmers been struggling since the last three presidencies. So this ain't nothing new. There's always an issue. They've been giving subsidies every single year. We've been it's just been a band-aid. Whenever a new presidency coming, there's repositioning. So yes, he's trying to get the market to the point where it's benefit. Last year, they said the farmers had issues. The year
Mm-hmm.
prior before that. So I'm confused. What is the issue? Or is your products not selling, or find something new to sell? So so this is my thing. So I'm just trying to understand. We need the waiver. You need to stop taking loans. We need to figure some stuff out. But giving them subsidies, and these same farms have been owning these farms for the last 100 years and decades. They just need to make sense, or they need to have a new business plan, or reposition them in a way where it starts to make stuff, or add other stuff onto the farm that's going to make money. So I don't know what it is. One crop ain't going to be able to sell all the time.
Yeah, Hakeem, what you speak about, that's a good point because yeah, the last few presidents they always been big about the government and everything. That's a good point. I haven't thought about that. And to me, my thing is, it's like if the in your industry is going down and everything, and there's certain things that will sell in the U.S. and there were certain things that are going to sell outside the U.S. and that's going to make money and everything. And to me, it's just more of to move kind of like 4 or 5 steps ahead of what you see that what you see is coming, which might affect all these farmers when it comes to the tariffs and everything. And also, Ronnie made a good point about a lot of immigrants used to work for farmers. They got deported, anything like that. So truly, for me, for me, I would have personally would have asked by the federal government. To me, I would ask the state if they get some type of loans or something like that to help out and everything. I'm pretty sure all 50 states have something they can help out when it comes to farmers and everything, because this keep asking the president about president money, the government money and everything will help us out and everything. I mean, hopefully Trump will do something about this year coming up or next year, but we'll see we'll see how he moves with the U.S. farmers. But yeah, personally for me, I would like to farm when I get in my 50s and 60s. But and just hearing stuff like this, maybe second guess it. But for me, if I want to be a farmer, I'm definitely gonna plan. What I definitely want to know. What I'm gonna do, what I'm going to farm and all that type of things. But yeah, um, U.S. farmers, I know they need some help, but if U.S. farmers need to merge, with each other to make money, try to do that, But just keep begging about the president for help and everything. It's not going to get it. I remember with Joe Biden, with the COVID came, they didn't get their money. I mean, they got their money, but they got so much money when they got their grants and everything. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, but yeah, so farmers, like I said, what I would do, I'll see if I can merge with these farmers and see I can make some type of money. But if not, sell some like I can sell something that that what the US is gonna buy and also what other countries might buy for you. As simple as that.
And remember, the farmland is a bit farmers and farmland is very big when it comes to aspect of the U.S. economy. People gotta keep that in mind too. Very, very important. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember to click all because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, shout out to Rosemary right now. Rosemary Thomas right now watching us on Instagram. Shout out to Evelyn Perez in the building. Shout out to you. And our dialogue say he sound like he New Orleans. Yeah, he do sound like New Orleans. He do sound like. Moving along to hip hop. Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop. Jordan, what's going on when it comes to aspect of hip hop news, big dog?
Let's get into it. Let's talk about Kanye West. So Kanye West's documentaries is coming up pretty soon, and we seen like clips of him, of what we gonna see in the documentary, and one of the clips, he talked about why the White Lives Matter stunt, thought it was going to work, and he made it. It was a really a stunt of what he did a few years back with the White Lives Matter. So go ahead, can you play the clip? And after that, we'll chop it up.
The White Lives Matter was so past the fact that it wouldn't even be funny anymore. And I was wrong. It's really funny. Like, really funny. It's a joke. It was a joke, guys. Everybody knows white lives don't really matter. It was a joke. Like, what the fuck? Matter of fact, you know what? I decided that I am white. How about that? I'm going to race change. If that t-shirt don't have White Lives Matter on, then I quit. Right. Because I'm make whatever the fuck I want. And I'm not screaming at you, but period. Period. On Virgil, on my mama, on my family, on my kids that they try to sexualize, I write whatever the fuck I want, when I want. It's fucking words. They're killing us with McDonald's. They're killing our ability to think outside of the fucking box. I was thinking that the White Lives Matter.
So there you have it. That Kanye West said, you know, he knew it was wrong, but he did it anyways. So go ahead, Rodney. You know, now that he admits that he was wrong, what's your take about Kanye West doing the White Lives Matter stunt?
He was being sarcastic. People understand when Kanye would be trolling, he really be trolling. He'll do anything for the social media to be in the algorithm. He know how social media works. He been doing it for over 20 years, so he know what keeps the people talking about him, man. He know with this documentary, he gonna be saying a lot of things. That's one that he actually going in on. What is it? Not Kylie, the mother, Kris Jenner. So you know that he know they going in on each other. So people gonna tune in to watch it. Hey, you gonna ask me if I'm gonna tune in and watch it? Of course, because I know it's gonna be it's gonna be hilarious. It's gonna be historical. So Kanye West is doing what Kanye West does, lashing out and making people talk about him. Good job, Kanye West. Go ahead again.
I remember when this came out, a lot of us said he has to be trolling. I don't know if we covered this, but I said we know he was trolling. And I want people to remember, you got to remember who his dad is and who his mother is. His mom was an educator from Chicago who was extremely pro-black. I've heard his mother speak. Highly intelligent woman. Academia to the past. She was endowed in what she believed in. So I knew this had to be trolling. And this is why you can't believe everything you see on social media. Because people feed into this stuff because it's for the check. The real issue is the love for the money. The clout. And he had took the clout bar. He had bite into the fruit of clout. And we lost him. And that's really what happened. I'll land right there.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely remember we covered this and everything. Because I remember we talked about Candace Owens, supporting and everything. Yeah, when I first saw about that, I thought that was a big old stunt every way. And when it comes to a lot of people that saw him, especially a lot of our black people, they was highly turned against Kanye West and everything. But the thing is, Kanye West, he does everything, that kind of triggered black people, white people. He was doing this, ever since the early 2000s and everything. So to admit that. And also, looking at these snippets of documents and everything, I heard him just, having a tantrum and, yelling at his wife at the time, like Kim, his mother-in-law, and yelling at other people, to me, it's just like, we know Kanye, he's bipolar, he does have a problem and everything. And hope, even though he might see this stuff and everything, hopefully he could look at this and say, hey, I was wrong at, yelling at people. I do have a problem when it comes to that. I mean, Kanye, you can do whatever you want to do, but, yelling at, people preventatively like that and everything, to feel like do what you want to do, it just showed that, a lot of people don't like what you're doing, like, especially inside your family, friends, and whoever you're doing it to and everything. So, like I said, I'm still worried about Kanye, about watching some of these clips and everything. I will be watching the documentary when it comes out and everything. And hopefully Kanye could still himself or what he did of him, how his him being, kind of bipolar and how his personality lashing out to other people. Hopefully, he can get that addressed, get some help with that because I worry about Kanye. I worry about Kanye West, and hopefully he can get help with that and find peace in himself.
Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember to click all because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Shout out to everybody that's watching us all across the board: Facebook, Instagram, Kick, and also Twitch, Rumble, X, TikTok, Bingo Live. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this Fresh Start Monday. You already know it is Fresh Start Monday. Good way to start your week by listening to Cal Culture Radio. We got a lot of things going on pretty much already. Jordan, what's going on when it comes to Adrian Brunner trying to skip out on a tab?
Yeah, man. So apparently he was at a bar, ordered a lot of things, and he had a $2,200 dollar tab, and he was trying to skip the tab, but the owner and I guess he had police in there was like had to record him, and they said, hey, man, you got to pay your tab. If you not, you're gonna go to jail. So we do have the clip. So go ahead, Hakeem, play the clip of Adrian Boner, and the devil chopped up.
Party for free, cool.
But how is he gonna get this money though?
He gonna get it back, man. Can we do a party or something? Why am I bleeding, bro?
No, because we got to square this up tonight.
Yeah, y'all taking me away.
Bro, I know you.
Hey, you don't want, bro. Come
You're
on,
not
bro.
gonna do that.
You ain't worth going to jail, bro.
I know you can't.
I ain't did nothing.
But you really want this
get your money
though?
I don't know what's tomorrow. Really going on.
Did y'all order anything from him?
Yeah. Hey, yo, pay for this. I'll see you tomorrow.
I'm right here at the front door. Yeah,
He didn't even make that today.
Bro, I don't have that. Bro, what are you talking about, bro? You AB, bro.
Yeah, that's what he makes in 2 weeks, bro.
Right, you didn't make that in one night.
Whenever y'all ready to arrest. Here y'all go.
Oh,
Man.
Yeah, man. So, right now you saw Adrian Boner, wilding out at It Is What It Is podcast, and right now we see him on the street. Looks like he's is down in his life right now. So go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take on Adrian Boner?
This is why I keep saying when it comes to aspect of these celebrities, some of them they flaunt, act like they got all the money in the world, but keeping in mind they still people, they still deal with financial issues. A lot of these big name people like Adrian Boner, I'm hearing about Floyd Mayweather. He's in debt just because you see him got all these riches and glory. They put everything for the ground. Anybody can post on the ground. Like right now, I get a couple of $1,000 post on the ground. Yeah, I think I'm a millionaire. It doesn't work like that. A lot of these men are being suffering. To see him down bad like this, from coming from he used to be a part of the money team. He used to have most of his fights. He used to gain probably like 20 mil. What happened to the money? Hakeem Jordan? I don't know. So they never talk about him having any form of addiction or any form of habit. But I won't be surprised if I find out later that he had a gambling addiction. I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised at all. But it's just sad to see a man down on his luck, man. He's just down bad. Go ahead, Hakeem.
This hurts the most because I want people to know, man, this is still our brother. You feel me? Regardless of what people may think, he our brother. And you could clearly see substance abuse because the last thing they videotaped him, he had substance abuse, which was on the Cam show. You could clearly say he was drunk. He's clearly drunk right there. He does not have the money. I like that you said that, Ron. We shouldn't beat a man while he's down. What can we do to help the brother? He's clearly at his end of his prime of boxing. I don't know, maybe he may have 1 or 2 fights in him. We don't know how much backlog of expenses he owns, if he's on child support. Who knows what the lavish life, and this is the flight of a lot of black people who come from out the trenches and don't know how to manage their money. They don't know finances. And then listen, I want people to understand something. Just because you get rich doesn't change who you are. Now you have access to things that you didn't have access to. So it amplifies the person you are. If you was an asshole, you're more of an asshole. If you were smoking a little weed, you got access to more weed and more drugs and more women. So now you're a full-blown deviant and a full-blown drug addict.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And it's sad, to see Andrew Boner like this. I know he made millions and millions of dollars, in his career. He's at the age of 36, so he's definitely at the back end of his career and everything. And really didn't set himself up and everything. So, and it looks like, he said, his life is going bad right now. So I'm pretty sure it comes from financially, he doesn't have like he used to and everything. And he's not the fighter that we once knew, 5, 6 years ago. He's fighting the top fighters at the time. So it's hopefully he get his life back up. I'll give you one example. There was a time Mike Tyson, he was making over $100 million at the time in the 80s and 90s. He lost it. He had a set. He went to jail. He had bad times, and then he picked himself up. And back in his 40s and 50s. Now Mike Tyson is very loved around the U.S. and everything, and hopefully Adrian Barter could do the same thing. Even though your life might be low, you might go with some growing pains. Hopefully, get some help. If you got an alcohol problem, go get some therapy, something like that. Or you need to go to rehab, get it fixed, and you can definitely turn your life around, brother. It's never too late. It is never too late.
Yeah, that one was a tough one to see, man. Tough one to watch. Moving along, we got something that's very happy too. So look, at least we're going to something that's very inspirational. Kai Cenat. Jordan, what's going on with Kai Cenat?
Yeah, so Kai Cenat and MD Motivator, they surprised a fan and his mother on with a house and a car. The single mother was on the verge of eviction, and Kai Cenat helped them with a car and a house. So go ahead, can you play the clip, and after that we'll chop it up.
One, two, three. Take your blindfolds off.
If he dresses lilies, if beauty and splendor, how much more will he clothe you? How much more will he clothe you? If he watches over every sparrow, how much more will he clothe you? How much more? Because you are Jireh. You are enough. You are Jireh. You are enough. Jireh. You are enough. I will be content in every circumstance. You are Jireh.
One, two. That's your brand new home. Brand new house. You don't have to worry about being evicted no more. That's your brand new home. Brand new house. You know. How you like it? Beautiful, beautiful. Wow. Wow. What you think?
Oh my God. Wow. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Just so you know, we got you a home very similar to this, but this is a prop home.
Okay.
So that way you know you're safe.
Okay.
No one knows where you live.
Got it.
We want to make sure you and Ruben are good.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yes.
And that car we got you, it's fully insured for a year.
Wow.
So we wanted to make sure that you're taken care of. So State Farm wanted to do that. So you don't know those to worry about.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, guys, ready on the count of three. You're going to take your blindfold off, okay?
Okay.
You ready? One,
two, three.
Okay. What is this? Where?
It's your brand new car.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, man. So shout out to Kashana, man. He definitely, helps out people, especially when it needs something, in desperate times. So go ahead, right, man. What's your take, Kashana helping the single mother out with a house in the car?
Now I'm gonna try to be very, very careful on this. I love Kai Cenat. He has a big heart, big heart. Very inspirational. To me, it's always good to help out people. To me, like Hakeem say, money shows you who you truly are on the inside. Now, when it comes to aspect of giving people houses, that's when I have an issue with it. Remember, she was on a 45-day eviction.
Yeah.
Therefore, she was already staying in a place that she couldn't pay for. That's why she's getting evicted. Now you give her a home, which is, we already know when it comes to housing market, Jordan Hakeem, is very, very expensive. Even to maintain it is very expensive. If you don't have the funds, why get somebody a house that you know they might not be able to pretty much maintain it? No, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Let's say they give her the house is paid for. She still got to pay property taxes. She got to pay insurance on the home. It's just a lot of things that come to the aspect of getting a home. And also when it came to the aspect of the car, they say, look, your car is fully insured up to 1 year. So what happened when the car is not more fully insured and it's a brand new car? I think it's a 2025, if I'm not mistaken. She's going to be in the same position tomorrow. The problem is with some of these people is not that they can't maintain like a certain way of living. It's just they have a money issue. They don't know how to manage their funds. That's why they in the predicament they in now. Now you have people like Kai Cenat and other people trying to save them, which is, to me, I think it's very commendable. But after you're gone, then what? That's something people really got to think about. But to me, Kai Cenat did a beautiful thing. But I'm hoping she's able to maintain it after the cameras and everything is turned off. Go ahead, Akin.
I love that you came at that. You came at it from an objective perspective, which makes sense. If they bought her a home, how she's going to be able to pay the taxes on the home every year?
Correct.
The lights, the water, the gas, and all this. You still haven't corrected the issue. It goes to the old parable that the Chinese has says, give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man a fish, he eats for a lifetime.
Preach.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Constant did very commendable and everything. So if I'm the lady, wherever situation it in, to me, if the insurance is paid for, in the car, and also the house is paid for, you like I said, hopefully the stuff and especially the area you went and everything. Because if you went like really nice area, property tax is gonna be high.
Good point. I
So
forgot about that.
so we don't know where area she's in and everything. If she's in like a low media type area, hopefully she can find a way, to take care of her finances and everything. And to me, if Constant or other streamers go do stuff like this, I want to let have streamers so hey, you got, this is a blessing that you got and everything. But they got to figure out, hey, okay, you got to find a way to maintain this and everything. To me, I would have gave if she won't go back to school, give her like a 10, 20 or $30 scholarship to go back to school to get her degree, something like that. If that was just me, if she want to go back to college or, whatever, all that type of thing. So yeah, like I said, Conference I did commendable and everything. She has a car, she has a house. But hopefully that lady can find a way to say, hey, find to make enough money so she can maintain the necessary things. If not, 5 years later, she might go through the same thing that, partially got to refinance the house and lose the value of the house as well.
And I wanted people to see it from this, like, because, some people may have, like, oh, you guys probably just hating on Kai Cenat. No, what we're saying is he doing something very beautiful, very nice. But like Jordan stated and Hakeem stated, if you're going to do something just like that, make sure you have a plan B for him. Give them like a financial literacy class. Show them how to maintain a home, but show them not to be in the same position they was 45 days ago. Because keep in mind, like I say, when the camera's off, they still got to go back to their normal lives. And I don't know, y'all remember the story what happened with Oprah. One time in Oprah, her audience, she gave everybody cars. After the show was done, they had to pay taxes on the car. They had to do a lot for the car. And the people were like, no, I don't want this car no more. Take it back. So it's just, that's the thing we got to see when it comes to aspect of giving, especially when it comes to houses, cars, and stuff like that. To me, I think the best thing we would do is get her a financial advisor so she will not be in the same mistake again the next 45 days. But blessing to her, man. More blessing, more abundance, man. I hope everything turned out well. And hopefully she do a reader reaction, say, hey, we maintain the home, we maintain the car. I got a new job, and this and that. That would be beautiful to see. Main topic on today's show. Brother, what's going on with Jimmy Kimmel? He's back on
Yeah,
live.
so yeah, so over the weekend, we have been talking about, him, taking the show away after being suspended. So, but unfortunately, ABC and Jimmy, found a way, to see whatever, get back into on the show, and his show will be coming back on live on Tuesday night. I do have a letter speaking. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna find it. Uh, so where is it? Okay, so here it is. Well, this is a statement from Jimmy Kimmel's live from the Walt Disney's Company. So last Wednesday, we made a decision to suspend production on the show to avoid further inflaming and tense situation at the emotional moment for our country. It is a decision we made because we felt some of the comments were ill-timed and thus insensitive. We have spent the last day having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy, and after those conversations, we reached the decision to return the show on Tuesday morning. So, even though the show was going for almost a week, Jimmy Kimmel and Walt Disney, which is ABC, made a decision that we're gonna see you're gonna find out tomorrow night what Jimmy Kimmel is gonna do. He's gonna apologize, make a joke, whatever. We're just gonna find out by tomorrow. So finally, Jimmy's back on live starting tomorrow. So go ahead,
He's
Ronnie,
back,
man.
folks.
He's
Go
back.
ahead, Jordan.
So going back to you, Ronnie. Even though his show has been going for been hours a week now, and now he's returned. Do you feel like this might show other late night hosts that, hey, if this can happen to Jimmy, this can happen to them as well?
Of course. This actually shows that if this can happen to Jimmy, it can happen to you too as well. And not only that, people gotta understand. So after this, Jimmy Kimmel got took off the air, Disney faced a strong backlash, meaning that their pretty much cancellation fee when it came to when it came to like their subscription lost about $3.8 billion. They say their streaming service also, people was pretty much canceling the service because they were trying to make a stand, crashed. So people were trying to get out of Disney, so they actually hurt the Disney stock market. It dropped dramatically low because of the simple fact what happened with Jimmy. Now, him, like we stated over the weekend, Jimmy didn't do anything wrong. He was just speaking his own political view. Now you got to keep it in mind. Jimmy is a comedian. He likes to make people laugh. It's a show. It's to keep people up. It's to make people watch it. Make people want to tune in. So for them to take him off the air, I think they was just being way, way too insensitive. Now, even though President Trump made a comment, I talked about over the weekend that he was happy and pleased that ABC did that. But however, it took away the right of freedom of speech. To me, he have the right to speak the way he wanted to speak, unless they don't do no particular harm or harming anybody. To me, they should never even took him off the air in the first place. I'm just being honest. So shout out to ABC making that good changeover, and I know President Trump probably gonna make a comment on that as well. Probably later on we'll talk about it when he do. Go ahead, again.
I want people to understand that there's power in dollars. This was an example of a collective of people getting together to prove a point that we've always been had. Disney lost $4 billion in just 3-4 days.
Yep,
$4 billion.
They did.
I want people to be correct about something. Jimmy Kimmel ratings were not good. They were down dramatically over the years. He used to get 3 point something million views. It's now down to 1.1. I think the year before was 1.6. This was a response to freedom of speech. What people did wanted to show you that, hold on a minute. We let you do whatever you want, but you're not going to tell us you're not going to tell us what we can say, what we can't say, because y'all say a bunch of stuff. $4 billion lost for snubbing freedom of speech. I want the United States government to understand Americans are Americans and we do not live under tyranny. This is why this country's so great. We're mixed of Jews, Muslims, blacks, Hispanics, whites, European, you name it. But the American core value is freedom of speech. And when you start tackling that, we're going to hit you in the hand.
Yeah, absolutely. As we live in a capitalistic society, we know, we everybody loves money, especially companies loves money. Money, money, money. And when you take away freedom of speech and everything, or you try to hurt some type of community, they're gonna look at that. And the thing is, they might not this unsubscribe or not shop somewhere. And we want this in a Target, even though with the DEI situation, we saw ever since Target took the DEI situation, a lot of black people stopped shopping there. And it's been with that, for the last 6-7 months, Target has seen a sale of declining sales when it comes to in their stores that they're not making money like, as they used to and everything. Now when it comes to freedom of speech, when it comes to networks like an ABC and everything, which is owned by Disney, and where you attack freedom of speech and everything, which everybody, it's freedom of speech and support to everybody here in America. You attack that, a lot of Americans are very, very smart. So if that's okay, it's okay. We're gonna hit you in the dollars and everything. ESPN, ABC, all that type of things that we have, Disney. You know what? We're gonna unsubscribe and everything. And it shows that when it comes to speech, freedom of speech, we're the people that's paying money to the guys who watch these type of shows and everything. And then you want to attack, somebody who's speaking wherever they speak, overnight, late night hosts have been doing this for years, and all of the late night hosts and everything. So I just hope it shows that, not just Disney, but everybody that when it comes to the television and everything, when it comes to Netflix, Hulu, whatever, if something like this, what Jim Kimmel just did, speak of something and it hurt somebody's feelings and everything, it's okay, some people might agree or some people disagree, but for you to take them off the air because some people thought it was insensitive and everything, which some people might have another thing about it and everything, it was just a joke and everything. To me, that was BS to take them out like that, And hopefully, when Jimmy comes back on the show tomorrow night, we'll see, what happened in the batch with the company, with ABC and also Disney and everything. And hopefully Jimmy Kimmel he can do what he needs to do. But when it comes to all of these late night show hosts, there's a decline of all of them because the new generation, they're not watching overnight people no more. They turn into streams, watching more YouTube and everything because they feel like they can get news on YouTube from other platforms in front of late night shows. So I can see the next 10, 15 years, I can see late night shows could be dead. We won't have no more.
I agree with you, Jordan, because remember late night shows, people now are streaming. So I thought that what Jimmy was gonna do, end up being on a podcast and start streaming, but I guess when they talked through the negotiation, he just probably just want to go back to the late night show. Because remember, keep in mind, there's some people that still work late night. Moving along to other trending news, Jordan, what's going on with President Trump talking about autism? Jordan, you muted.
All right. So Trump made a big news today of how Tylenol can be associated with increase autism can be associated with increase of the risk of autism when it comes to Tylenol. When it comes to the a big old health announcement when it comes to Tylenol. So go ahead, Ronnie. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Can you play the clip of Trump announcing Tylenol could be the risk of autism, and after that we'll chop it up.
The Amish, yeah, virtually. I heard none. See, Bobby wants to be very careful with what he says, and he should, but I'm not so careful with what I say. But you have certain groups. The Amish, as an example, they have essentially no autism. First, effective immediately, the FDA will be notifying physicians that the use of let's see how we say that, acetaminophen. Is that okay? which is basically commonly known as Tylenol, during pregnancy can be associated with a very increased risk of autism. So taking Tylenol is not good. All right, I'll say it. It's not good. For this reason, they are strongly recommending that women limit Tylenol use during pregnancy unless medically necessary. That's, for instance, in cases of extremely high fever, that you feel you can't tough it out, you can't do it. I guess there's that. It's a small number of cases, I think. But if you can't tough it out, if you can't do it, that's what you. The Amish, yeah, virtually. I heard none.
Yeah, man. So this is big news. If you like using Tylenol, you have Tylenol in your medicine cabinet, that you have a risk of having autism. So go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take about the announcement of how Tylenol can increase the risk of autism?
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've been some using Tylenol a long time ago. Most of the stuff that when it comes to aspect of pain, some things could be. Of course, I'm not a physician. Always speak to a physician or to your local doctor. Medical physician, because they'll really tell you that aspect of sometimes fruits, veggies, stuff plays a part to get you right back to health instead of taking some of these Tylenols. But it's good to see that the CDC and the FDA are doing a lot of investigation when it comes to aspect of these medications, especially when it comes to Tylenol. So to me, I'm not surprised one bit. And it's always not recommended if a woman's pregnant not to use Tylenol in the first place, but some women still use it. So for him to announce this as big news, I'm not surprised one bit. Hakeem, I want to know your thoughts on this one.
I think this is a win for us. I do think there's a lot we don't understand about a lot of these drugs we're taking. And I am happy that this is something that has to be addressed. And I wish that we can go to a more natural situation. So hearing that is surprising.
Yeah, yeah. The more I grew up, and the more I see how people go to the pharmacy and use all type of prescription drugs and everything. It just me too. I'm a big no and everything. When it comes to vaccines and stuff. I'm more of a push away about it and everything. So when it comes to this about Tylenol, I wasn't surprised by hear about this stuff. I'm more of a um, use natural herbs, to help, when it comes to um, um, if you're getting sick or anything like that, migraines, headaches, anything like that. Because prescription drugs, they got a lot of side effects in them and everything that can affect you. Just hearing about Tylenol, not surprised one bit. So people, when it comes to these medicines, you want to take one, that's totally fine. But you do your research. Learn about what other things could do. Soursop, sea moss. Other these type of things that can now naturally has grown from the ground that can help you when it comes with pain and migraines, all that type of things.
Also, when it comes to President Trump, Jordan, what's going on over there when he attended the Charlie Kirk Memorial?
Yeah, so the big memorial service was in Arizona. A lot of people was there, and Trump did speak at the service, and he kind of talked about that that there was some stuff that he does disagree with Charlie, and he said I hate my opponent. So go get into the details. So go ahead, I can't play the clip of that.
In that private moment on his dying day, we find everything we need to know about who Charlie Kirk truly was. He was a missionary with a noble spirit and a great purpose. He did not hate his opponents. He wanted the best for them. That's where I disagreed with Charlie. I hate my opponent, and I don't want the best for them. I'm sorry. I am sorry, Erica. But now Erica can talk to me and the whole group, and maybe they can convince me that that's not right, but I can't stand my opponent. In that private moment on his dying day, we find everything we need to know about who Charlie.
So yeah, so you know, he said Charlie Kirk, you know, he likes his opponent. Donald Trump said, any opponent I ever face, I do not like. I hate my opponent whatsoever. He said, I come for my opponent, and I with a hate vengeance. I want to beat him as much as I can. So go ahead, Ronnie. What's your take on this?
Once again, Trump loved to do what he do. He loved to troll. People gotta understand something. He is trolling. People, everything Trump say, people take it too far left, man. So you know, he pretty much trying to light up the moon, because you got to keep it in mind, it is a memorial service when it comes to aspect of Charlie Kirk, and we will be talking about that more tomorrow, because we have more detail when it comes to aspect of the memorial service. So guys, be on the lookout for tomorrow's show. We are going to talk about this one, but Trump is being Trump. President Trump is being President Trump. He's just having a good time, and you see, he was joking and smiling all about it. But at the end of the day, it was still a beautiful memorial service, and he still gave command to Erica Kirk. Go ahead, I can.
The sarcasm is always going to be there, and I think that's never going to change. You know what I mean? I like the fact that he did say that, but we got to remember who we're talking about and who just recently passed away. These guys are America's. You already know. I land right there.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I wasn't surprised, you know, Trump was at the memorial service. I am surprised that, you know, they had the memorial service in a stadium. I'm very surprised, and also how big this guy when it comes to this and everything. But for him being very conservative, and how, you know, Trump could put his fingers on it and everything and make it go viral as it is and everything. Um, you know, like I said, it was Charlie Kirk. There's some views that that he was definitely wrong with and everything, and I definitely disagree with. But yeah, it's to me, I'm still in shock that, you know, we remember we did this topic, you know, that he got shot. Did not know about him. I did my research about him, and then it is big, you know, it is big, so big that, that you know, at his home state Arizona, you know, they loved the man and everything. They had a big old memorial service and everything, and you know, a lot of people was there to support, and yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. But you know, when it comes to Trump, he's a troller. That's what he's gonna do.
Yep. So guys, be on the lookout for that one. We will do a stream on the Kirk memorial service, because a lot was said during that memorial service. We don't have enough time today to cover it, but we just want to give y'all guys some glimpse of a little bit of a highlight. Moving on to last topic on today's show, Jordan, what's going on with Stephanie McMahon and the WWE Hall of Fame?
Yeah, so over the weekend, you know, WWE had this pay-per-view, and we had come to a big announcement with the Undertaker came out to talk with Stephanie McMahon to announce that she will be being and she'll be the first person to be inducted into the 2026 WWE Hall of Fame. While Triple H, her, his her husband was watching them from the box. So go ahead, Hakeem, play the clip, and after that we chop it up.
It is my esteemed honor to be able to induct you as the first member in the class of 2026 WWE Hall of Fame. Can you do that? We got you.
What an incredible moment.
It is my...
Yes, congratulations, Stephanie McMahon. I remember back in the Attitude Era when she first came out. Her brother, the wife, you know, I had great memories back with Stephanie McMahon back in the day. So, but I'm gonna talk to you guys about it. So, I'm gonna start with you, Ronnie. Man, what's your take that you know, Stephanie McMahon, one of the Vince McMahon's daughter, is going to be into the WWE Hall of Fame?
I'm not surprised at this one bit. Remember, her father created the company. Her father, I mean her grandfather created a company, and then Vince McMahon took ownership of the company. And after Vince McMahon took ownership of the company, he sold the company. Well, he didn't show the company; it forced him to step down because of all the allegations he was having. At the end of the day, they created a legacy that was never going to die. WWE is going to be with us forever. It did something totally extraordinary, and she just got it done into it. Because keep it in mind, Stephanie McMahon, she never wrestled; she just was there.
Yeah.
But I'm not surprised one bit. And you got to keep it in mind too. Triple H is also part of the board too as well. Go ahead, Akeem. Your thoughts?
Um, Nepotism is always going to work well, and it's crazy how the person who is the descendant of the person who built it is in the Hall of Fame, and you know what I mean. And I'm thinking like this shit's so wild to me. Like it's crazy for me being a WWE baby. I would have thought Yokohama, Andre the Giant, Ric Flair, or Macho Man Randy Savage. I'm saying this just off memory. I'm a real WWE baby. I never seen her match or did anything. But hey, who am I? I land right there.
Well, come on, Hakeem. Back in the Attitude Era, the Rock, Stone
Yep.
Cold, they
Yeah.
was getting on her. They was like getting on her, calling her the S word, all that type of thing. So in the height of the Attitude Era, like the family, they was in it. That's when how they really got big. That's how they really beat WCW Reds. Because before that, WCW, they was doing a little Attitude area, and they was got more viewership than more viewership than WWE. And then once they changed the Attitude Era, once they got the family involved and everything, all the storylines she was in and everything, I can remember a lot of things about 70 Man back in the Attitude Era because that was my best time of the year, best time of me being a child watching the Attitude Era. And if you think about Attitude Era, you got to put Stephanie McMahon in there because she was definitely in it. I remember the storyline with her and Triple H and Tess got married and everything, and also supposed to be an inside joke because also WWE Superstar was getting at her and everything. So for my memories, I have great memories about Stephanie McMahon, and she definitely deserves it and everything, and she deserves to be in that spot with the Vince McMahon, Shane McMahon, and Triple H in there too. So congratulations to Stephanie McMahon. I believe that she deserves it, and she'd be the first person. I can't wait to see who the other people are who's going to be inducted to WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah, the only reason why we saying WWE because that's what it's called, WWE. WWF, remember that the name is copyrighted. So that's
Yeah.
why we ain't saying WWF. But it is WWE. Because that's the name they bought ownership of. World Wrestling Entertainment. Like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember to click all because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Shout out to Liberated Soul that's in the building. Shout out to you guys right now watching us on Facebook, Instagram, Kick, and also Twitch. Make sure you follow. It's so very important for you guys to follow us so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to you guys right now watching us on Rumble and also X, TikTok, and also Bingo Live. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this turned up. No, sorry. Fresh Start Monday. Guys, it's also very important you go to KL Culture Radio description in the description where we got the KL Culture Radio store. And also you will see it right there on your screen. A little t-shirt or a coffee mug. Click on it and lead you guys right over to the KL Culture Radio store where we have the KL Culture Radio merch. Don't be ashamed. Come over here. Support the platform. Support the panel. Support us all, man. We really do greatly appreciate you guys. Love when y'all like, dislike, comment, engagement, all these good things. We really do greatly appreciate you guys. And also for these people that do go back and rewatch the live, don't be afraid. Come over the live so we give you guys a shout out, man. Because we know we have a lot of new subscribers and we really do greatly appreciate you guys for always coming through each and every time we drop a post. Each and every time we drop a video, each and every time we drop a short, we really do greatly appreciate you guys. Y'all y'all making KR Culture Radio the biggest thing on the planet. And don't forget to go to KR Culture Radio post where we put important information like our King book, Raising Kings, and also Black Love, and also his album that's out now. and he's working on a new album that's about to get ready to drop. So you guys be on the lookout for that. He's been working very, very hard on these albums. How you doing? We just not over here just chilling and just having a good time. No, we actually are working. And y'all can see that we don't stop working. We got over close to 5,000 videos. And we're not going to stop there. So, to be the biggest thing on the planet, take practice, take a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work, and sweat. And a lot of research. A lot of research. But we thank you guys so very much for supporting the platform. Thank you guys so very much. Like always, thank you for tuning in to KR Culture Radio. Fresh Start Monday. We over and out. Enjoy Monday Night Football.
Peace.